Who can sue me? The person injured can sue you. This includes someone who chose to get in the car with the person you overserved. This also includes innocent bystanders who were harmed. The family of the person injured can sue you. The person's parents, children, stepchildren, and/or spouse can all sue you. Each can claim his or her own damages. If there's a death, then the estate of the person who was injured, as well as the spouse, parents, or children, can sue you. Sometimes the person you overserved can sue you, particularly if that person was a minor. If that person dies, his or her family members may still be able to sue you. What types of damages will I have to pay? An injured party can sue for both compensatory and punitive damages. Compensatory damages. Compensatory damages compensate a person for out-of-pocket expenses as well as pain and suffering. The following is a list of what constitutes compensatory damages in Arizona. Well, you'd have to pay for the injured person's pain and suffering, both the suffering already experienced and to be experienced in the future. The injured person's lost earnings. If the person died, that would be that person's projected lost earnings over his or her lifetime. You might have to pay for the injured person's medical and hospital expenses, even if that person had insurance. You could be sued for the loss of certain relationships. If a parent died, the child can sue you for losing out on having a mom or a dad. If a child died, the parent can sue you for losing out on having a child. If a spouse died, the spouse can sue you for losing out on having a spouse. The loss of enjoyment of life. For instance, if the injured person can no longer jog or play sports or read like he or she used to, the person can request damages in addition to the pain and suffering. How much money are we talking? An Arizona jury found that a party service company was negligent and awarded damages in the amount of $2.5 million for the death of a 29-year-old male. The 29-year-old male was a catering company employee who served drinks at the party. A bartender employed by the facility served both himself and the catering company employee. The bartender's BAC was 0.18 and the catering company's employee's BAC was 0.26. The bartender was taking the employee back to the caterer's place of business when he rolled the car, resulting in the death of the catering company employee. An Arizona jury awarded $2,650,000 to the wife of a 57-year-old man killed by a drunk driver. Punitive damage is defined as monetary compensation awarded to the injured party that goes beyond what is necessary to compensate the individual for losses and that is intended to punish the wrongdoer. In Arizona, a punitive damage may be awarded, but the evidence must establish something more than commission of the underlying tort. That something more is conduct guided by an evil mind. The requisite evil mind requires proof of one of the following. 1. Intent to cause injury. 2. Wrongful conduct motivated by spite or ill will. Or 3. Consciously pursuing a course of conduct knowing that it creates a substantial risk of significant bodily harm. In addition to proving motive of an evil mind, plaintiff must also show that the conduct involved was aggravated and outrageous. Punitive damages are awarded to punish the defendant and to send a signal to similarly situated parties not to do what the defendant did. Punitive damages are based upon the wealth of the defendant. Thus, a bar owner will have to produce a detailed financial record so the jury can determine how much it should award to punish you. Plaintiffs often request punitive damages in overservice claims. An Arizona jury has awarded as much as $5.5 million in punitive damages against a bowling alley that overserved a customer. In Arizona, an insurer may not cover any claim for punitive damages. Thus, even if you have insurance, the insurance company may not pay a punitive damages award. Let's talk about criminal liability. Serving to a minor is a misdemeanor. In bad enough circumstances, you can be charged and convicted of criminal manslaughter. What is manslaughter? Recklessly causing the death of another person. This actually happened in Kansas in 2007, where a man was charged and convicted by a jury of manslaughter for overserving an obviously intoxicated patron who eventually died of alcohol poisoning. The man was sentenced to 4 years in prison. In one case, an Arizona court held that a person's conduct in supplying a car's underage driver with drugs and alcohol satisfied the definition of manslaughter in Arizona. This was not an overservice case, but the principle could be used in an overservice situation. In Arizona, manslaughter is a Class II felony. The punishment for manslaughter also includes the loss of civil rights, like the right to carry a firearm and the right to vote.